Before you learn how to write, you've got to learn how to segment. I'm going to show you lots and lots of fun games to get children segmenting before they start to write. First, what is segmenting? Segmenting is getting a word and splitting it up into its sounds. For example, pot would become p-o-t, pot. First is my absolute favourite way of teaching and introducing segmenting to young children, using some sort of robot head. All this is a box with some tin foil and just a few things on it to jazz it up to make it look like a real robot. The idea of this is, at the moment, it's switched off. You can't see us. However, if you switch him on with the green button, he kind of springs into life, a bit like this. He always does a bit of scanning their eyes, like, and he will say things like, "Show me your robot arms," and the children have to, show their robot arms. He always whispers the word, he never says it. Okay, the word is pot. We're going to try and segment the word pot like a robot. P-o-t, pot, p-o-t, pot. Just like that. We'll do one more. The next word is sock. We're going to try and segment the word sock like a robot. S-o-k, sock, s-o-k, sock, s-o-k, sock. Just keep going like that. He always whispers the word. He whispers it because if he uses his normal voice, everyone starts segmenting it in a silly way. They all go "P-o-t" and all that kind of thing, which is not good. So use your normal voice, whisper the word, use your arms, always switch him off at the end. He's switched off, he can't see us. I think when you use something like this, do it every day. Do it 1 or 2 minutes a day. Doesn't have to be long, and keep going. Do it for a few weeks. The more you do it, the better the kids will become, and they'll start to understand what's going on. So there we go, Metal Mike. Fantastic for segmenting. This is the next step. You could be much more artistic if you wanted, but I've just got a box and a simple robot face on the box. There's a mouth cut out, and you have some pictures as well. Simple words, 3-letter words that are easy to sound out. The idea of this is you try and sound out the word and then feed it into the robot. For example, if it was cat, it would be like k-a-t, cat. And then feed the robot. Let's do another one. Sad, s-a-d, sad. And feed the robot again. Simple as that. You have to be able to segment a little bit before you do this. So do the big robot mask first. This is the next step. One thing you may have noticed is what your arms do when you start to segment. When you do the robot arms, you do a bit of this, then you always do some kind of move at the end to put the word back together again. For example, if it was cat, it'd be like k-a-t, cat, and you swipe and say the whole word. Some people go the other way, they go like cat. I've seen people do sort of like this, they go k-a-t, cat. It doesn't really matter that much. As long as you do some kind of movement at the end that signifies the word is put back together again, great. Okay, we're going to try some active segmenting strategies now. Just like when children learn sounds and they learn the action as well, like for example if it's s and they go, all this kind of stuff like s or t, all that kind of thing, it just goes into their brains much quicker. The same is true of segmenting. If you move around, do different actions, do moves and dances, it just goes into your brain much quicker. Okay, we're going to try Kung Fu Phonics. Here we go. The idea of Kung Fu Phonics is always start with a bit of a ritual. Get them to bow to the master first. A bit like this. Just tell them you're the master and they always believe you. Bow to the master. Then I normally do defensive moves. I don't normally do attacking moves, there's no sort of injuries or anything, just defense. So get a word and you sort of do different blocks and things and break it up into the sounds. For example, if it was the word sock, it'd be like s-o-k, sock, s-o-k, sock. There's other kind of moves you can do, like a low block. If it was tap, it'd be like t-a-p, tap, t-a-p, tap. All those kind of moves are great. High blocks, sideways, low blocks. Just get them to repeat it. The more you repeat the words, the more it'll go in. Always do it at least 2 or 3 times each word. And just a really exciting activity. Doesn't take long, Kung Fu Phonics. You can just throw it in. 2 minutes, all it takes. Chuck it in. Get them all excited on their feet, having a go at segmenting these words. Always bow to the master at the end. And there you go, Kung Fu Phonics. Another active segmenting strategy is segmenting dance. This is fantastic fun. The idea of this is you put some pumping tune on, something they like One Direction or Little Mix or whatever you like, Michael Jackson, anything like that. You basically do a simple dance move, something like this. You get a word and you segment it with the dance move. If it was cat, for example, it'd be like k, a, t, cat, k, a, t, cat. Let's try it with the music. Music maestro. Next is a three fingers game. The idea of this one is you get the children to show you three fingers, you put a word onto the fingers. For example, if it's the word pot, it'd be like p, a, t, pot. You put one sound on into each finger, then go back to the beginning and sweep over. So p, a, t, pot, p, a, t, pot. If it was sock, you go s, a, k, sock, s, a, k, sock. The idea of this three fingers game is you're starting the mechanics for when they're going to read words a little bit later on. So when you're actually teaching a child to read a word, you do the same kind of thing. You start with these sound buttons under the word and you point to each sound one at a time, then go back to the beginning and sweep under to blend it. So for example, you go a bit like p, a, t, pot, p, a, t, pot. The three fingers game is just starting this without the sounds. You're pointing and sweeping, doing the same thing. It's the first step before you go on to reading the words. Next is the clapping game. Clapping game, very similar to the three fingers game. The idea is you clap, you do three claps, so it's the word cat, for example, you go like k, a, t, cat. So you do three claps, 1, 2, 3, back to the beginning and sweep under. K, a, t, cat, k, a, t, cat. If it was pit, it would be like it, pit, it, pit. The thing is to try and go from right to left the way you see it. You want to go, it's basically backwards the way to you. You want to go from right to left because the children are going to copy like a mirror. If you do it that way, they'll go that way as well. That way is left to right to them, so they'll copy you. So go backwards and it will work. When children have started to learn how to segment, they don't have to be amazing at it, but they're starting to do it, that is the time to teach them some sounds. On another video, we'll show you some amazing ways of teaching sounds in a fun way, but that is the time to start. Segment a bit, teach them some sounds, then you're ready to build and write words. Okay. Next step, when you can segment a bit and you know some sounds, you can start to build words. Phoneme frames are fantastic for this. This is just a simple phoneme frame made out of a log that's been chopped. On one side it's got 3 boxes, the other side it's got 2 boxes. And the 2 boxes you can make simple words like at, it, words like that. And the 3 boxes you can make words with three letters in. I've got these stones as well. These are the first 6 sounds that you normally teach. Satpin, S-A-T-P-I-N. The consonants are black and the vowels are red. Bit colour coded. It goes black, red, black, and you always make a word. For example, s, I, t, sit. Something like that. Or it could be s, a, t, sat. So there we go. Just a simple game, building words, using your segmenting, using your knowledge of sounds. Simple as that. Next step is starting to write some words. Again, you use your segmenting skills and the few sounds that you know. For example, if it's the word sat, you're going to sound it out, s, a, t, and you're going to try and write it. I've got this phoneme frame here, just a whiteboard with some permanent marker phoneme frame on it with the 3 sections. If it's sat, s, a, t, sat, sound it out, and just have a go trying to write it. S, a, sat. Okay, thanks for watching. Hopefully you find these segmenting strategies useful. If you want to find out more information about segmenting, please go to our website, earlyimpactlearning.com/segmenting activities. Okay, thank you.